So tonight's amend is going to swing, I guess, the other way. It's called manipulating makeup. So I am, and this happened a few times throughout, but it's really just about the collective of it. But just the idea behind, once again, just rejecting someone based upon some kind of perceived paranoia, perceived notion, not communicating it, not talking about it. And so, my cousin by marriage, my cousins started dating somebody, and she had a girlfriend, blah blah blah, this and that, and we set out on double dates, and it was nice, or to go on a date with her, and I don't know if it clicked, didn't click, whatever, but then we decided to go second date, and I think at some point somebody, I think my cousin or the girl found out that I was into goth girls, but I think nowadays they call it emo. Anyway, so the next time I saw the girl, she was all made up. And that's kind of what got me going, turned on. And then we kind of fooled around, and I'm not sure, it's like it was good, but I still felt manipulated. And so it kind of fizzled, and I was always still uneasy because I wasn't sure. Is it which look is it? Is it a particular look? What are you? Which are you? Because I was thinking that you have to be consistent, and rather than just whatever you feel like it of the day. This also happened. I was a sound engineer at the college's like a little pub kind of thing, and during one of the nights. Girl that I otherwise have seen numerous times before comes in all decked out, with the bustier, all dolled up, and it worked, but I still felt manipulated afterwards. So I've never been a fan personally of just heavy on the makeup. But here's where the amend is. The amend is basically rejecting that person merely based on the fact of what their makeup is. It's swinging the other way. It's feeling manipulated, but not talking about them feeling manipulated. Not talking that I would prefer no makeup or whatever I would prefer, or that would be let the preference be known, but not rejecting the person. Certainly not after the day after, the morning after. There's no makeup. And then you're with somebody that looks completely different, and everybody's got different looks, but to just appreciate the person that you're with. And certainly I didn't do that, and that's what this amend is that I would try to get back in their lives because of the makeup they wore, even though I felt manipulated by the makeup that they wore, because that's what made me feel susceptible or interested or into them, where otherwise I wouldn't have been, because of what the makeup represented. Maybe the makeup represent trauma or some kind of other, oh, this person's fucked up, dysfunctional, whatever, and that's, of course, the classist operation. That's the way my mind works, is if you're fucked up, there it is. And when the makeup was put on and put off, I felt that people can pretend to a degree that whether or not they're fucked up or not, but makeup shouldn't determine that. But what I'm saying is, at the time I made a correlation, I guess, that does not necessarily mean correspondence, let alone causation, right? I don't think trauma necessarily begets emo makeup, and necessarily having emo makeup, signifies that you had trauma. Either way, you could be a cheerleader, and who knows what it is. But at the time, I did not know this. It's not that I didn't know this. I didn't think about it from that standpoint. I was gravitating towards a particular image that once I would dismiss it, feel undeserving of it, and then I would want the image again, and that's the cycle. And the amend is about utilizing, once again, a person based upon the image that they're presenting to me, but then realizing that it's not the person that I originally met under that presumption. And I'm like, well, who are you? What is this? rather than, of course, appreciate the great diversity of people and human beings, of being able to just have different looks, right? You can do whatever you want. Certainly some people have the same look over and over and over again, 20, 30, 40 years later, same thing, right? Whichever way it is. So I know I rejected plenty. Not plenty, I mean, yeah, rejected enough that it warrants me feeling shitty about that kind of behavior decades later, where my paranoia and got the best of me, and feeling that I was being manipulated by makeup or by words or by anything, you know, going on a date, walking through the mall, girls all dolled up, asking me things like, what are you thinking about? It's just like, I feel like everything was a setup. Instead of just answering the question, say, well, here's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking this, I'm thinking that, getting to know you, da-da-da-da. Everything felt like it was some underhanded scheme. And the makeup was part of it. And the getting dolled up was part of it. And I couldn't trust any of it. And so, to that end, my amend is the fact that I reacted in a very, from their vantage point, I assume, a belittling, rejecting, like just rejecting, dismissive kind of way. And for me, it was coming from a different place, even though it looked like that. And I wish that I communicated more effectively about how unsettled I was. But how do you tell the very person you're paranoid about that you're paranoid about them? Because anything they're going to say is going to, of course, and I was paranoid about everybody. Everybody was in on it. Everything was a manipulation. And when your head is governed that way, I rejected people for because of my mind, not because of their character and their personality. And I never bothered getting to know them enough to know whether or not I would have had a friendship, relationship, whatever. So yeah, to that end, manipulating makeup. And thank you for listening.